Hello, Sensei Swingo, Karate Fit USA. Today, talking about the Japanese bow staff, the long staff. We call this the long staff, but it can be different lengths. This is about as tall as my chin, and this one's about as tall as I wish I were. There's different lengths. Most people like it from their chin or nose up to their head. I like it to be at least as tall as I am. I'll explain that in a little bit. Once it gets lower than this, it's not really a bow staff, it's called a jo. It's a middle size stick. But it's a stick, it's a big stick. And, I'm going to put this down for a second. As many of you probably know, a lot of the traditional Okinawan Japanese weapons came from farming implements or just everyday life. When the government outlawed swords except for the samurai, they confiscated a lot of the bladed weapons, and people had to make do with other ways to defend themselves, sometimes against those swords. And this is a big stick. It's hard to outlaw sticks unless you live in the big city. There's probably some sticks laying around. Short sticks we use differently. The Eskrima sticks from the Philippines we also do. But the long stick, maybe it's just a walking stick. Walking along, someone starts trouble and you're ready. Maybe it's like a yoke for farming. If you have a bucket of water or vegetables or whatever laundry that you're carrying and some guy comes along, you drop your stuff and you can defend yourself with a weapon. Why is the weapon good? Weapons, all of our weapons, they're an extension of our body. We can protect ourselves without weapons, but we can extend our range, reach further away. Okay, we can extend our power, and these weapons are harder. Okay, if something's coming at me and I try to stop it, maybe I can stop it, but maybe it wouldn't feel so good. The sticks don't really mind. I can stop force on force without it hurting me. Mostly the long staff is good because it lets you reach the person from far away. Okay, I don't have to be in the danger zone. If I can get you from back here before you can get me, that's good for me. Long weapons allow you to strike from further away. Common sense. With the staff, we use the tip of the staff to thrust, okay, or to slide into the person. A lot of force in a small surface area penetrates nicely. Or we use near the edge of the staff. We don't hit with the edge of the staff this way, but we hit at the sweet spot a little bit in from the edge. Kind of like in baseball with a baseball bat, if you're familiar with the sweet spot that's a little bit in from the edge, that carries the most force, the most power, and the most penetration when you hit. So, we hit with the tip, we hit a little bit in from the edge. You can also use the middle to bash and to block and protect yourself. Okay, but most of our strikes are the tip or near the edge. Usually, we hold the staff in thirds. This lets me push and pull. Both of my hands are, it's not just one hand doing the strike, it's both hands in my hips. Just like with our punches, my hips are involved, both hands are involved. Okay, everything you do without a weapon translates to what you do with a weapon. Okay, you need a good stance. You're generating a lot of force. If you're up all tall and not in a good stance, you can't see my feet. But if my feet are together and I hit something, it's just going to knock me away. Okay, so the more force you're generating, the more support you need to drive it. When we hit, we can hit like a punch, or an outside-inside chop, hammer fist kind of a strike. Okay, to the temples, to the ribs, down to the knees. I can come overhead. And we also do cross-arm strikes, like our cross-arm chop, but with a stick. Okay, regular strike, cross-arm strike, crossing our body. This hand is pulling it back, my hips are driving it through. That's a nice strong strike, but it's a little bit slower because I have to get it there. Okay, and we also protect ourselves. We block with the staff. Stop a strike if they're swinging at my knees, or if they're swinging at my temple, if they're coming over this way, stop it knock it out of the way, and get them instead. Something like that. Okay, so we have our slides and our thrusts. We have our regular strikes, our cross-arm strikes to the different levels. Left hand or right hand. We have our down and up, down and up. Again, I have to lift with my legs. It's not just my arms, it's my whole body into the strikes. The main benefits: extra range, extra power if you're familiar with centripetal force. My hands are moving this fast, the edge of the staff is moving that fast. And it's harder than my hand. So when it hits you, it hurts more, it does more. I can't just hit the edge of you, I have to go through, just like our punch. We don't punch the surface and stop, we have to go through a couple inches. I need to hit the person and go through, but not so much that I'm out of control. Just like when we don't have a weapon. More videos coming on the basic strikes and kata, and I'll show you some target strikes as well.